start with a statement from head coach. Then we will take questions for the student athletes and wrap up with questions for coach. So whenever you're ready.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, we're very excited to be here. We've had an awesome season in so many ways, and really the culmination of 3 years of a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into getting to this point. But we have an administration that has given us incredible support. My coaching staff, who's worked tirelessly, and then obviously 99.9% of it goes to these guys and how they've worked. But a really special team in terms of their togetherness, how much they love playing, and couldn't be more excited to be at this regional and get after it tomorrow.
Questions for the student athletes?
Yeah, for both of you guys, I know you had some higher expectations maybe than normal entering the season, but I'm wondering, was there a point during the regular season where maybe the confidence level jumped and you kind of realized, oh, we've got a chance to do something special, make a regional, stuff like that?
Yeah, compared to last year, we definitely started off a little bit hotter, so after that, I felt like we started off a lot closer as a team as well. So once we figured out what kind of bond that we had and what we were capable of, then we kind of just, found it as a team and took off from there.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. Like, we've been working hard since the beginning of the fall. So to be able to have a spring that set us up to be in a position to be here, we're super glad. And
I know we don't know who Creighton's starting just yet, but what have you, film work, what have you guys seen, or Ian, I guess, from their pitching staff? A really low TMRA. What do they do to get hitters out pretty well?
I think it's more about like what we do as hitters, like as opposed to like what their pitching staff is doing. Like, we're just trying to go up there, compete, have really good at bats, and just pass it to the next guy. So we're really focused on ourselves and just preparing to have a great day tomorrow.
The last 2 years, the Big 12 team has been able to come in here and win this regional. Is that history something you're aware of, something that you guys are playing into?
Yeah, we're aware of it, but it's not really something that we look too much into.
And I guess, Dominic, for you, you've had some really long, good outings this year. What's been working for you when you do?
When my stuff's good, it's good, and sometimes I don't have my stuff, so obviously that'll play into it a little bit, but we're locked in and super confident going into tomorrow.
Ian, I was just looking here. It says you're from Ohio. I'm curious if you happen to know Logan Maxwell or Landon Beidelsheets for Arkansas. They're both Ohio guys.
Yeah, I do. I know Beidelsheets really well. He actually went to school like right down the road, so we played each other in high school. Yeah, he's a Youngstown guy as well, and I also know Reese Robinette. I played summer ball with him a couple years ago. So.
Anything else for student athletes?
Yeah, just for either of you, both of you, obviously this is a regional with 3 teams, you guys included, with 40-plus wins, and then a team that's coming in that's playing its best baseball in the year with North Dakota State. Just what do you guys notice about the quality on hand in this regional?
Everyone's here for a reason, so every team that we play is going to be good. I feel like we're good as well, so it's going to be a battle till the end.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Questions for Coach?
Coach, I guess, have you decided on a starting pitcher for tomorrow?
Yeah, Dom's going to go.
When looking at Creighton and you guys, a lot of contrasting styles. Obviously, their ERA is so low. You guys are scoring so many runs. What kind of is the first thing that comes to your mind when thinking about the matchup that you guys have with Creighton tomorrow night?
They're really good. They're really fundamental. I've known Coach Service for a long time, and he's truly one of the greatest defensive coaches in college baseball history, and a pioneer of infield play in so many ways. And they very much play to that. They make plays. They don't give you much. New assistants, but guys I'm familiar with. Coach Kingston was at Illinois State, and Billy was with him, and Mike was with him. So familiar with their staff, and they're just really fundamental. They play hard. They don't give you much, and they take whatever they give you. But you could say that of probably 95% of the teams in the NCAA tournament. But Yeah, they're good. They steal bases. They've got some really nice offensive pieces, and but like they said, at this point in the year, I think every coach would say it's probably about 98% about your team and about 2% who you're playing. So we've got to play our style and take advantage of whatever we're given, and just like every coach in the country is saying right now about their team.
And the same question I asked for your two players. Was there a moment during the regular season, maybe NCAA tournament went from like possibility and hope to like this is going to happen this year?
Yeah, I think there were a couple different times that I let my mind go there. I think we got off to a really hot start, and there were some games that we came back and won and kind of showed some of that grit and resiliency that you need to have to get to the regional play. I thought there were a couple in particular. Early in the year, some walk-offs and some late inning heroics. But honestly, the one that I think about a lot is we didn't play well on Friday night at Arizona State, and we were very uncharacteristic in terms of our body language and just how we went about it. And Saturday we came out and won a really tough game and played great. And then Sunday we hit a 2-run shot in the ninth to go up and ended up getting walked off. So we lost the series there. But it was how we came back after getting beat on Friday night that I thought, all right, we're in really good shape. And then, we had we had 2 9-game win streaks, but one in the middle of conference play, and again had just some really tough wins. And so, there was a point against K-State and out at Utah, we came back in the ninth and won late. So we've had a bunch of those. But I kind of knew against BYU when we won that series, I thought, man, we're in. I thought at that point we were comfortably in. And then, obviously went on the road and swept West Virginia and knew we were probably in as a 2 seed. But yeah, lots of points in the season where it pointed to toughness and grit and resiliency and all those things.
Coach, going with Dominic to start tomorrow, was it an easy decision? Kind of what went into going with him?
Yeah, just we go Dom, Coop in that order, and we have. I mean, Dom's been our Friday night guy all year. They're both really, really good, and there wasn't a whole lot of. There was really no thought about it other than that's the order we've gone in, and I worked for Dave Barnett, ABCA Hall of Fame coach, back at Flagler a million years ago, and I remember him just saying you don't change horses midstream, so there's a little bit of like, well, we're not going to get tricky at this point. We are who we are, but we've got a great 1-2 punch, and we'll be ready to go.
You got one of your infielders in Michael Brooks, who began his career here out of high school. Have you talked to him at all? Do you get a sense that he's excited about getting to come back here and play here in the regional?
Yeah, Max Solis too. 2 guys that were here. Yeah, not really. Haven't spent any time on it other than just being aware of it. But no, we haven't talked about that.
One more. I noticed in the media guide where Arkansas and Kansas used to play relatively frequently back until about, I think, 2011 or something. Would you like to maybe start something with Arkansas being a regional team and maybe during the regular season or something like that?
Yeah, absolutely. This is one of the great venues in college baseball, and obviously Dave is a first ballot Hall of Famer, and he's got a great staff, guys I've known forever and have tremendous respect for. But yeah, it's going to be a home and home. We're not just coming down here. They'll have to come up to Lawrence too, and SEC schools don't like traveling a whole lot midweek. But yeah, we'd love to do that.
I'm just kind of curious what the entirety of Selection Day was like. I mean, you guys were one of the last teams in, and what that was like.
Well, we were one of the last teams read out loud. We were firmly in as a 2 seed, so there was no sweating it out. It was actually just a process of elimination of trying to figure out where we were going to go. The baseball tournament is different in that than say basketball, where they truly, one plays 64 and 2 plays 63. I think I'm getting that right. I claim to be a basketball guy now that I'm at Kansas, but regionally, when K-State became a 3 seed, it became, in my brain, pretty obvious that we were coming here. Just regionally, it made sense. I didn't know the order that they were going to read it off in. But yeah, no, I knew we were a 2 seed. It was just a matter of where. And honestly, I wouldn't have wanted it any other way because I think the guys were locked in for the entire 30-minute show of trying to figure out where we were. And I'm so blessed to have done a bunch of these that I knew where we were going. But it was fun. It was fun watching them celebrate it. And then, for a bunch of guys, this is the first time. I mean, when I say a bunch, I mean like 99% of our program. This is the first time they've played in this. So the joy and the accomplishment of that is something I'm really happy for them.
How do you kind of approach that as the head coach with an inexperienced team for the regionals?
Say that again.
For the regionals, how do you approach that with a more inexperienced group?
Oh, I think it's the beauty of our team is that they, if I went back to the bus right now and said, "Hey, change of plans, we're playing tonight," they'd be like, "Sweet." There's a joy and a freedom and a confidence that they play with that is so real and pure, and it's just who they are. So I think, I haven't given a speech to them over 30 seconds in probably 6 weeks. I mean, there's not a whole lot. There is zero motivation that I'm doing right now. They love baseball, and I would look at our guys and say they've played more summer ball than probably any team in the country, and I point to that because it's just how much they love it. And so, yeah, I think the inexperience is probably an asset at this point because it's just they have total joy for what they're doing.
I know Jackson missed the TCU game in the Big 12 tournament. All good for this weekend with him?
Yeah, he's fully good. He begged to play in that game, and he could have gone at just precautionary, and he's way good.
I guess just your thoughts on the ballpark and the field, and maybe if it suits your offense, given all the home runs and how the ball likes to carry this time of year in the yard.
Yeah, it's a great park. I mean, at DBU we played here in the regional in 18, which was a great regional, and then I was at LSU. We came up here in 22, and that was not a great weekend. But it's an awesome ballpark, and it's the fan experience is great. As a player, there's an intensity to it that's awesome. It certainly suits our offense. The ball flies here, and we drive the ball well. So, and the field is meticulously groomed right now. I mean, that surface is fantastic. I know you guys have had a lot of rain, but yeah, great ballpark. This is exactly what you want to be doing, and whatever the date is today, that's exactly what you want to be doing.
I'm wondering for you, it's your third year at Kansas, and did you have a roadmap in mind that by year 3 I want to be at a regional, and by such and such a year I want to have this or that accomplished? Did you have that in mind maybe when you took the job?
Sure. Yeah, my roadmap was to be there a week later, but no, I'm kidding. I think as a coach, there's the balance of patience and impatience, and yeah, I mean, we set out on a very specific map from day one in terms of how we were going to recruit, the type of player, the type of teammate, and then kind of how we wanted to play and what we wanted to value. And really, it was never about we need to be at a regional by this date or we need to win, finish at this point in the Big 12 by this date. But it was very much a let's go all in for right now and not skip any steps along the way. And so year 1 was a great step forward with some awesome guys, and then year 2 was a huge step forward. And obviously this year's been an awesome step. But yeah, we haven't skipped any along the way. We've been really disciplined in the process, but I'm thrilled with where we're at. I can also say I'm not surprised because our administration's incredible, my assistants are incredible, and we've recruited the best. I'll put our teammates up against anyone else's teammates in the country. These guys, the respect they have for each other and the way they go about it is really special. So I never put exact dates like by year 3 we need to be a 2 seed, and but it certainly was part of the plan.
Anything else for Coach?
Yeah, I know you mentioned at this point of the year it's 98% your team and 2% you're playing against, but in a regional setting where you're going to be playing against multiple teams, how do you kind of balance and making sure that you're keeping all your focus on your team while also being prepared for whoever comes next?
Yeah, I think that's our job as coaches. We need to know everything, and then I think the trick of coaching is trying to figure out what to communicate to the players. There's infinity data and analytics right now that we have access to, and so we're prepared for all three teams, and we've grinded away on those scouting reports. So we know who we're playing tomorrow, and then after that, we're prepared for everyone else. But in terms of the team is solely focused on Creighton, and and then it just becomes the second the game's over, you either celebrate it for 5 minutes or you mourn it for 5 minutes, and then you're on to the next one. So, but our preparation has been in entirety all three teams.
Yeah, I think you know Nate Thompson pretty
Really
well. Is that a byproduct of coaching JUCO ball, DBU, both?
I coached Nate in summer ball in Alaska in 2004, and he was a DBU guy. I was not at DBU yet, but Nate and I go way back, and remember him certainly as a player. But he was at Hutch when I was at DBU, and then he was at Missouri State when I was at DBU, and he came to Arkansas, and then I was at LSU, and so we go way back with his big brother Mitch, and the same thing with Hobbs. I mean, Hobbs and I have been friends for 20 years. So this is a really tight circle. You're 1 degree connected from everyone.
You said in Alaska you didn't play those overnight 24-hour baseball games there with him?
We did not play in the midnight game that year, but every game's kind of the midnight game there. That's the craziest summer you'll ever have in your life. But yeah, Nate was a great player, and he's very much the same as a player as he is as a coach. He's a great worker, really conscientious about his work. Nate's way stronger now than he was as a player. I mean, if Nate lifted back then like he does now, he might still be playing. But no, I'm kidding. Nate was a great player and a great worker and a great teammate.
Thank you for your time, Coach.
Thanks, guys.